This article of desktop weaponry accommodates multiple rounds of ammunition, launches exploding tip crossbow bolts, and slings wooden matches over 30 feet away. In this project, we're turning some ordinary household items into a surprisingly versatile micro crossbow. To start this project, we'll need a handful of popsicle sticks and a template showing how to cut them. You'll see how to get this one for free in just a minute. Once the popsicle sticks are all marked, we can use something like a pair of gardening shears to cut the pieces to size without ever having to make a single measurement. You can get your free template by clicking the icon or by following the link in the description. Alright, now that our pieces are cut, let's paint them completely black, and that can be done quickly and easily with a permanent marker. The ink will probably take just a minute to dry, so now would be a good time to round up some metal hair clips. We're only going to need 2 of them. You can see with a little manipulation, the inside clip breaks off cleanly at the bottom. Now the first step of assembly is securing the clips to the wooden supports with a bit of hot glue, so that when it cools, the limbs are arching away from each other in a bow shape. Now let's go ahead and add some hot glue to the inside of the arch, so we can press the second support firmly into place. I cleaned up the excess glue with a utility knife, and now we should be good to set this to the side and move on to making the pistol grip. The outer rail needs just enough hot glue to secure the smaller rail spacer flush with the tip. You might notice I dropped the top down a touch to form a little groove about half a matchstick deep. Now it's important this flight channel stays clean, so we need to check for any excess glue and ensure it all gets removed. At this point we can attach the handle support right behind the spacer, then glue the last rail in place. You can see I left a matchstick in the flight channel, and that's to ensure I get the spacing right. To finish the frame, all we need to do is glue the pistol grip panels so they overhang slightly at the back. Alright, we're going to need a very shallow groove for catching the bowstring, so let's try using a knife to carefully whittle out a small catch on the upper rails in line with the front of the pistol grip. While we're at it, why don't we use a bit of sandpaper to lightly round the edges of the barrel to help prevent the bowstring from fraying and breaking. Don't worry about messing up the paint job, it's super easy to touch up and make good as new. Now the crossbow starts to come together as the tip of the gun rails are pressed firmly into a dab of hot glue on the inside of the bow, and about 30 seconds of steady pressure works well to keep the connection strong as the glue begins to cool. I chose to glue some fillets on the sides for added support and durability, and you should be able to see the flight groove is slightly higher than the limb supports. Now when a matchstick's placed in the channel, it'll hopefully slide freely and without restriction. Alright, it's time to pick out a bowstring. This is embroidery floss from the crafts section of a local supercenter, and I'll be using yellow. Now if we push one end of the floss through the hole in the tip, tie it in place with a double knot, and add a bit of hot glue, it should keep the knot from unraveling. Before we go any further, I'm thinking we need a second string glued to the back side of the bow and wrapped around the support 8 to 10 times on each side. This will reinforce the connections exponentially, and a small dab of hot glue should keep the string from unraveling. Alright, let's get back to the bowstring. We'll need to twist it around a few times to keep it tight, then flex the hair clips a little before cinching down another double knot. You can see this will keep tension on the string and increase the draw weight of the bow. Of course, we'll need to add some glue to this knot as well and trim off the excess thread, but other than that, our basic crossbow is finished. Let's try it out by cocking the bowstring, inserting a wooden match for ammunition, and using our thumbnail to press up gently on the string. You can see the wooden bolts fire off at incredible speeds and over 30 feet away. Now occasionally the string will jump the bolt and fail to launch, so let's address that challenge with some pieces from the scrap pile. If we glue them to the back and create a makeshift retention spring, it'll fire the bolt every time. The finger holds the bolt so securely that it can be fired from any angle, even upside down. I went ahead and wrapped the handle with yellow thread and added a couple of mini clips for additional ammo. These side mount quivers are simply made from a plastic drinking straw. I cut 2 small pieces from off the straw, capped one end with some hot glue, and attached them to the side of the barrel at a bit of an angle. Now when the bolts are inserted, there's plenty of tension to hold them in place even if the crossbow is completely inverted. With this simple modification, we've tripled our easy access ammo, which should give a nice edge to our gameplay. Now let's take it to the next level with some contact explosive bolt heads. I made these ones by securing individual snappers to the tips of the sticks with a bit of electrical tape. This is super awesome because now our bolts make a bang when they impact a hard target. Of course, this should only be done outdoors and with adult supervision. Well, now you know how to turn some simple household items into a powerful and amazingly versatile micro crossbow. By the way, if you can't find any embroidery floss, try twisting about 4 strands of dental floss instead. It works great and it's slippery enough to cock and fire a bolt that's already set in place. Well, that's it for now. If you like this project, perhaps you'll like some of my others. Check them out at thekingofrandom.com. Before you go, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my friends at sonicdad.com. They originally inspired this project and gave me special permission to give you a free copy of the original micro crossbow project. That's where you'll find detailed instructions and a copy of the crossbow template that I used in this video. Just click the annotation or check the description for how to get it, and please be sure to visit and subscribe to the Sonic Dad channel as well. They've got tons of other household projects for you to try.